Now back to a story we tried to bring you earlier. A contractor working on a Terre Haute City street made an interesting discovery this week. The discovery will be interesting to history buffs, but it will increase the cost of a simple project. As News 10's John Swanner explains, there are other and more expensive examples being found throughout the city.
The city's doing a little drainage work just east of the railroad tracks at 10th and Ohio Streets, but the contractor for this job got a little more than he bargained for.
Contractor uncovered some old railroad ties and railroad sections of railroad track.
As often as we get railroaded here in Terre Haute, the amount of rail lines we have in the city today pales in comparison to what we had back in the 1890s. That's according to the Terre Haute City Engineer's Office.
In fact, City Engineer Chuck Ennis tells us the rail lines discovered at 10th and Ohio were part of a switching yard that was in this area in the late 1800s.
There's a little bit of a flat spot here, and from about Poplar Street north, maybe to about Eagle Street was where the switching yard used to be.
Past road work here simply laid brick, then paved asphalt over these tracks. Ennis says the asphalt sealed the ties for a while, but they eventually deteriorated, leaving behind a bumpy mess on the surface of the road.
This is similar to a problem we're having with the old interurban lines. The ties are rotting, the pavement's collapsing into the void where the ties used to be.
Those interurban lines are found on North 13th Street as well as South 7th. Coincidentally, two paving projects outlined by Mayor Duke Bennett to News 10 on Thursday. And much like what we saw on Wabash Avenue a few years back, these won't be simple paving projects for road crews.
It costs a little more to do that than a regular paving project because all the old bed has to be removed. But eventually we'll get it knocked out.
And for taxpayers, paying extra for paving projects will be as frustrating as, well, getting railroaded. And we all know how often that happens in Terre Haute. Railroaded in Terre Haute with photojournalist Tony Casasilla, I'm John Swanner, News 10.
The city says the project at 10th and Ohio should be finished in about 2 weeks, weather permitting.